we are gonna make you guys a video. I get probably 3 or 4 calls a week and emails of people wanting to know what kind of van to look for when they're wanting to do a 4-wheel drive conversion or use one of our kits. So we actually got this van probably 2 months ago for myself, and we figured we would do a kind of a walk around and show you the things that we look for in the van and the things to look for when you get one of our kits, because this will be the next van of mine that I build personally, so y'all will be seeing the build on that. As far as our kits go, we get a lot of calls about that and what to do and what to look for. Our kits work on vans. That's any G10, G20, G30, G-Series motorhome, G-Series box truck. The kit will work on all of them. And we say 84 to 95, but there are 2 little exceptions to that rule. 1983 was kind of a crazy year. I think it seems like maybe halfway in the year, they switched over to doing what they do on the newer 84 to 95s. And what that is, the vans look exactly the same. If you just walk up to it, you would have no idea that they were different year models. But once you get up under the van and you look at the frame rails on the unibody, they are different. The 84s to 95s, if you measure center to center on the frame rails, are 32 inches, and that's what our kit fits. 83 and back, they are 37 inches. But if you do have an 83 that was built probably mid-year, it's a possibility it's got the 32-inch frame rail spacing. So if you've got an 83 that measures 32 inches, it'll work with our kit. All right, we say 95 because everything you see says 95 is the last year for the G-Series. But in 96, they did actually make, I think they were just G30 series, because I've only seen the G30 in 96. That was the first year they came out with the Savannah van, which was a full frame. There were some 15-passenger 96 G30 vans, and there could be some G10s and G20s. I've just never seen them. So those are the 2 exceptions to the rules that'll work with our kits. As far as looking for a G30, G10, or G20, that's going to be your personal preference, really. And there is a little bit of misconception on G10, G20, and G30. Everybody thinks that the G10 is a 1/2 ton, the G20 is a 3/4 ton, and the G30 is a 1 ton, which the G30 is really a 1 ton, 3/4 ton, because it's 8 lug. But your G10 and G20, whether they're short wheelbase or long wheelbase, are virtually the exact same van. The only difference that we've seen is the G20 has a little bit bigger brakes. They've got the same 10-bolt rear end in them, the same A-frames up under, the same 5-lug bolt pattern. It just, the only thing we've ever been able to find is just a little bit bigger brake on it. So if you're going to make it 4-wheel drive, none of that means anything anyway. So that's kind of just to give an overview of what our kits will work on. Now, as far as what we look for when we go to find a van, that's going to be kind of personal preference. I've built probably every combination of van for myself, and I like the raised roof G20 conversion vans. If you go back and look at our videos, my favorite build, my favorite van, the one that I let get away was Timothy, and it looked a whole lot like this van. So I've been looking for a van that was similar to that I could build another van off of, and this is it. It's an 87 model, just like Timothy. But with that being said, it's kind of personal preference. I like the raised roof in it because we build them out to camper vans. So, you know, it's kind of a little bit of a start to your conversion anyway, because they've got a little bit of insulation already in them. I like the windows that are cut in. A lot of people don't like the windows, but it's for us, it's kind of nice when you're camping. In the morning, you can open the blinds and you can see the sun coming in. So that's just a personal preference for us. For you, it may be something else, and it doesn't matter. But as far as under the van and the running gear, it works with our kit. It really doesn't matter. It's just whatever you want to get. I will say a G30 is probably a little bit easier to start with and less work, because the rear end in the G30 is the same rear end you would use if you convert it to 4-wheel drive, because it's an 8-lug rear end. The van rear ends are wider than what a truck rear end is. So when you go get a truck rear end, you're going to have to do a little bit of modification to your rear end. So you can just let that be kind of a mental note when you're looking for one to go with a G30. Or I would recommend, or we would recommend, if you get a G10 or a G20, go 8 lug and find a G30 rear end, and it'll be a direct bolt-in when you do the conversion. But as far as that goes, as far as looking for something for our kit, that boils down to personal preference. like I said, when we go to look for a van, I know this thing looks rough as a cob, but that's what we love, because pretty much anything that you're going to do, with the exception of the motor in the van, is going to come out. So if you find a van that's got a bad rear end, a bad transmission, something like that, you're going to probably be able to get it at a deal, because all of that stuff is coming out anyway, and you can use that for, as a selling point or a buying point for yourself to buy the van and get it a good deal. This van here, we have no idea if the motor runs. The gas tank's got a hole in it, and it was sitting in somebody's garage. The owner had passed away, and gas had leaked out of it. It had been sitting for years and years. So the guy said he thought it ran, but I bought it as it does not run, because unless you hear it run, or you trust the person you're buying it from, just assume you're going to have to put a motor in. That's the way we buy it when we look at them. Because we got this van dirt cheap to be able to start with the conversion. The other thing we look for is the interior. We like to find them with, at least from the seats forward, have nice interior in it. If you're going to make a camper van out of it, good door panels, nice seats, if you were to start with that and not have to replace your seats. And up under it, make sure there's no rust under there, because these vans are unibody, and if there's any rust at all, it's a whole lot harder to cut and replace rust in a unibody than it is a full frame vehicle. So I would say that would be one of the most important things, is to find one with no rust in it. And that's what we look for, because I think I was telling Seth, we were talking about it, as far as these vans go, once you gut them out, they're all cargo vans. This van, when it went to the conversion company, probably up in Indiana, it started as a plain Jane cargo van with nothing in it, regular roof. They cut the top out of it, put the fiberglass roof in it, and put all the stuff inside. So they all start as cargo vans. All right, and another thing we look for, this is just us personally, we like to find them with the barn doors in them, because like I said, we use ours for camping, and it seems like, when you're camping and you've got the barn doors, you can open it up and just say you wanted to put a lot of times people will put a shelf on here to do some camping, to put their maybe their grill on, or a place to cut and do your meals and stuff. And the barn doors will allow you to do that, whereas a sliding door, when it slides out and opens up, if you've got a shelf on there, it's going to knock it off. So we don't like the slider doors. I would say personally, if I was going to get one with a sliding door and use it for camping, I would probably put a gull wing door on it, so it could raise up and have kind of like a roof on it. But the barn doors seem to work good for us. We like that. And if you can find one with the pop-out windows make it perfect for camping. You can put like a fantastic fan in the roof, and when you pop these windows out, it pulls the cool air in. You don't even have to have air conditioning. Some of them have tinted glass, some of them don't have tinted glass. We like to find them with the tinted glass if we can. But if you find one that does not have the pop-out windows in it, you can go to the junkyard, buy pop-out windows, and put them in your van and fix that. But that's basically what we look for when we find one personally for ourselves, is just a good base to start with. And if you're depending on how your mechanical skills are, what I was talking about, the running gear and the stuff, you can let that dictate on what you're going to buy and how much work you want to do. Another thing too, I didn't touch on, the engines that come in them. They're going to either have a 4.3 liter V6, a 305 V8, 350 V8, and some of them, the G30s, had 454 big blocks. Our kit will work on all of those. The engine cradle will support any one of those engines, whatever you find. If you find one with a V6 and you want to put a V8 in it and you're going to use one of our kits, that's the time to do it, because once you put our kit under, all that stuff that holds the motor up, the two-wheel drive stuff, has to come out anyway. So you can put your V8, go right up under the bottom of it with your V8 when you do your four-wheel drive conversion. If y'all were asking us about what to look for as far as vans, that's what we look for. Like I said, a lot of it is your personal preference.